this thing on? Cool. Alright. Well, where do I begin? Alright. Let's see. There's a lot to go. There's a lot to go through. Where do I start? Let's start with my sister, since there's less going on with her than my dad, and we'll just kind of build up from there. My sister. She has not been here. By here, I mean my house, my home, where I live. Because we all live together, me, my sister, my nephew, and my dad. Or we're supposed to. But she has not been here for a couple of weeks. Maybe a little longer. Anyway, she hasn't been living here steadily. She's been with one of her friends, apparently. And the funny part is, I met this woman, but I don't know. I just thought they were just hanging out that one night. But I guess maybe, Michelle saw her place and she thought it was a good idea to, like, visit her every once in a while. And then, she visited more often, and now she stays the nights there. And I don't really know how she does it, but she does it. So, cool, I guess. But she does that, so she hasn't been here, so she hasn't been living here for almost half a month. Not a big deal. She's a grown woman, older than me, 2 years, and she has a kid, so she's definitely an adult. She can do what she wants. Although technically having a kid doesn't make you an adult, but she makes adult decisions because she has a child, and when you have a child, you should be making adult decisions. That's what she does, and I'm not going to hold that against her. The point is, she hasn't been here. So it's safe to say she's moving out, but it's not definitive. She never came out and said it, but she could just say, hey, I'm not going to be living here anymore. I'm going to be living with my friend. I mean, she can't because they don't really have a bed there. It's kind of a naked house, so to speak. There's only like a dinner table and a couch and I guess a television. I mean, I can't imagine if they didn't have that stuff why my sister would want to be there all the time, especially with my nephew, because he would get bored, but whatever, it's working out for her because apparently she doesn't come back here, so I would imagine that things are working out for her there. So she pseudo moved out. My dad. Big news, bad news, and good news. Let's go with the bad news. My dad has been trying for a promotion at his job. He works at a machining company, and they make parts for cars and machines and pretty much anything that moves with mechanical parts, they make parts for. And he works in the shipping and receiving department, and he was going for a promotion, which he unfortunately did not get. That sucks. He tried really hard for it over a month, along with a couple other candidates, but it was really between him. He's been at the company for 20 years. He knows shipping and receiving as well as machining inside and out, versus another guy who was also another top pick, or run of the mill top pick. He's only been at the company for 3 years. I don't think it matters, but my dad think it matters. He's a white guy. My dad's a black guy who knows his company, and there's this white guy who's like only been there for 3 years, but his father, who also is part of the company, has been there for 35 years, and my dad just thinks it's like a racial thing, and I can't say whether or not it is. I don't know. I don't work there. I don't know the ethics of the company, but my dad didn't get the job, and he was upset about it for a week, and I haven't been talking to him for a while, but all last week apparently he was upset about it, and I can understand that. If I was like, for example, when I worked at Sesame Place, I would get upset, about not getting a promotion. There's a promotion that you can get when you start at entry level. It's team lead, because there's team member and then there's team leader, and only a select few actually get team leader. That's like the promotion. That's like the only promotion you can get it before you step up. So I never got team leader, and that did upset me, and it just made me not want to work at Sesame Place anymore, as well as the fact that Sesame Place is like 2 hours away from me, and I don't drive. But I didn't get a promotion, and that upset me, and it made me not want to stay at the job. So, back to my dad. Did not get the promotion. He was upset about it, and apparently now he's okay about it, but I don't know. He still seems a little upset about it. It's pretty obvious. I mean, all the while, he's like super drunk, coming home telling me all this stuff. Literally, like 15 minutes ago. But anyway, he didn't get a promotion. But here comes I wouldn't necessarily call it better news, but it's not bad news. It's more like just neutral news. It's just neutral because I mean, it affects me, but not in a bad way or a good way. I'm not sure if it affects me in a good way. It might. I mean, I don't think it does. Point is, my dad's moving. Well, wants to move. He wants to move when he turns 70, and right now he is. Uh, he was born in 1956, so he would be 58 this year. And he wants to move when he's well, no, technically he said he wants to move in 10 years, not when he turns 70, but in 10 years time. But he wants to make sure me and my sister are off okay, like basically moved out or whatever we're going to do, just living on our own, taking care of ourselves and just taking care of business, which is usually how these kind of things go. Personally, I have a 3-year plan. I mean, it was a 4-year plan, but I've been at my job for 1 year. So I basically have a 3-year plan at this point. My job's going to increase my pay by about $4 an hour, and that would be enough for me to move out or support myself along with someone who makes similar pay, which would hopefully be my girlfriend, but I don't really know. She's in school right now. It doesn't really matter, and she's just recently got a job at a clothing store at probably entry level or minimum wage or whatever it is. Point is, me and her aren't moving out of our family's houses and moving in with each other in a place anytime in the foreseeable future. So I'm gonna be here for at least 10 years. Most likely no more than 10 years, but I'm going to be here for a while. And I got no problem with that, but I don't know. The thing is, he wants to move, and I'm having some feelings about it. I mean, yeah, he's from South Carolina. Well, he's from Nevada. Then moved down south, South Carolina, and then he moved up to Pennsylvania, specifically Philadelphia. And he says he doesn't like the city, which I can understand. He's Southern, really. I mean, you can't really hear it in his accent because he's been up here so long. But my father is Southern. He is. He doesn't belong up here. He's not a city guy. He's always hated the city. And I mean, I think it's been pretty obvious. Honest. It's been pretty honest. No, he was honest about telling me that, but it's pretty obvious that he doesn't like being in the city. He complains about it all the time. Ever since I was a kid, he'd always complain about it. So, why be here, right? Why? No reason. He should just move down south. And I hear the pay. It's not about pay. It's about quality of living, or just properties down south. I wouldn't necessarily say they're cheaper. It's just you can afford to live down there a lot better than you can afford to live up north. Obviously, it's because there are less resources down there versus up north, where there's something at every corner, for you, and things are really close and packed because there's a lot of cities up north. But down south, it's just a lot of country. And my dad's a country guy, so he really should be living down south where he feels more comfortable. It's where he grew up, it's where his father lived. And that's cool, actually. I mean, at least he has an idea of where he would want to move to if he was to move out of the city. I have no idea. I mean, I want to move somewhere I can see the stars, but that is... I don't want to move down south. I don't live down south. Down south is not... I'm a northern city guy, so if I move somewhere, it's just going to be north, 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 but not into Canada. I don't want to live in Canada. I want to live in America, but just north, because I'm a north guy, Or really just a city guy, really. I mean, I'm more of like a suburban guy. There you go. Because the city is pretty dense, and it can get cluttered at times, especially with traffic. Oh my god, traffic. So, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the city, but I don't want to live in the country. No, I would rather live in the suburbs. A lot of space, four sides to a house rather than two. My house literally just has a front and a back. The sides are bordering other houses. It's a row house, so it's not particularly special. But I have no idea where I want to move to. All I know is I want to work at my job until I get the pay raise that I really want. Hopefully, I stay there long enough. And I want to be with my girlfriend for a while, and hopefully be with her forever and marry her and move out and get a job or a better job or wherever I want to work. Right now, it's just my job now. I'm making money, and my job trusts me, so I get a lot of hours and I get leeway. I mean, everything's pretty easy going. Like, I like where I am right now, but I'm not out of the water yet. I got things I got to pay off, which I'm gonna work on next year, which I need to work on next year. But I just got a couple of things I want to get before I strap down and just start working towards life. Because right now I'm being cavalier. I'm making YouTube videos and playing video games. Not there's anything wrong with playing video games a lot, but and it's not like I need to scale it back. It's that I need to do things when I'm not playing video games, which I haven't really been doing. When I'm not playing video games, I'm working. And between that, I'm just doing life stuff like chores, clothes, washing. Just nothing really special to advance me in my life. For example, I really haven't been working towards getting my driver's license, but I should. And I will. I need to. I mean, it's not important in the city, but it is important towards my future because I do have to get a car. It's just honestly, it's just how it is nowadays in America. You have a car, you drive. It's not like public transportation will get you everywhere. And I mean, you can get almost everywhere with public transportation, but you can't get everywhere. You need a car. Some places you need a car. You go on vacation, you need a car. Can't go on vacation with a bike or go on vacation with on a train or on a bus. I mean, I guess you can, but no, you need a car. Get a car. So I'm gonna get a car, but that's obviously also not in the near future, but it is in the foreseeable future when I get the pay raise. So obviously I'm not really planning on getting a car until about 3 years from now, unfortunately, but that's just kind of how those things go. Maybe I'll get a second job, maybe, but I can't really see myself doing that because I don't want to have to juggle 2 jobs. I'd rather just be doing one and just taking a whole lot of hours from one rather than doing 2. Because doing 2 jobs and then balancing playing video games because I love games, and then also the girlfriend, that's really hard. Not going to happen. And also, I want to go back to school. Even if it's not for like 4 years, just to get, a bachelor's. It's rather just 2 years and get like an associate. It's better than nothing. At least I got a degree, because my mom wanted me to get a degree, and I want a degree. I do. Just a degree. Doesn't really matter what it's in, but as long as I have a degree, and not like a certificate, like, oh, I finished this program, I have a certificate. No, I want a degree from a college, and I'm going to get that. That's on my list of things to do. And then getting a car. Well, I don't know if getting the cars first and then moving out, but those both are going to come, just not in the near future, but they are in the future. Moving out is not even in the foreseeable future. I can't really see myself moving out anytime within the next 5 years, honestly. Well, maybe after 5 years, maybe like between like 5 and 7 years from now, but not within the next 4 years. Not going to happen. I'm going to be living here. I don't have a problem with it. My dad doesn't have a problem with it. But as far as my life goes, I'm just going to be doing this thing, having fun, and slowly but surely working my way up towards my future. And I think everything will be okay. I didn't mean to make this sound like, a down kind of vlog, but and it's not really. It's more of just like a neutral vlog. Basically where I am in my life, and insight to where I'm going. Because it's not like I really have an idea of where I'm going, but I do know where I want to end up, mostly, sort of. And I know how to get there, mostly, sort of. And I'm gonna go there, hopefully, sort of. Yeah, gonna do that. Cool.